Everybody hear me? Okay, today my topic is burr selective for faster and smoothly in metal and zirconia crown removal technique. The Mani company has provide many products, especially the diamond burr that has a lot of quality and you can have the various shape. You can select the various shape, various diamond grid for suit for your situation that you need. As from crown removal, from preparation, from file preparation, or for finishing and polishing. Today the topic is learning to the how to remove the crown because nowadays the material that you choosing for the crown is changed because the patient need something that strong and very nice. So the crown today we choosing the new material that called the zirconia. The zirconia have improved themselves every year, and the stronger of the material that can make a trouble if you need to change it. So the diamond burr that can cut the zirconia or the yttrium zirconia should have a surface hardness, should have a strong hardness for the cutting the zirconia. Because the hardness of the zirconia is around 8.5, but the material that you can choose for cutting and removing the zirconia should have more surface hardness than zirconia. So the material that you have to choose is the diamond, the real diamond. So the real diamond should be have the proper grit for proper removal the zirconia. So I will remind you again how to detect and how to define the money real diamond burr because now the diamond burr from the money has provide around the world. So it's 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 normal to make a something like a copycat of the money diamond burr, but how to um, approve the real diamond, the money diamond, I will show you because the money diamond burr you can see in the higher magnification. You can see the laser mark. They have a small laser mark. And the text is money in the shank of the diamond burr. And the color coating is close to the cutting edge, around 1 millimeter. This, uh, this is the super coarse diamond. They also have a laser coating with money. You can see. This around 10 to 15 times magnification. Is the rugby shape. It is the depth cut. We also have a Mani laser coating. So this is the easy way to detect the real Mani diamond burr. You can see if you have if you don't have a microscope, you can using the macro lens for take a photo, and you have to enlarge the picture. You can see the Mani coating. This is picture from the microscope. So today I will start with how to remove the metal crown. Normally the metal crown is they have a surface hardness around 6.5 to 7, so they no need to using the super coarse diamond burr. You can using only the carbide burr. I will show you how to using the carbide burr and remove the metal crown. Normally I cut across the crown. You have to cut until you see the cement line underneath the crown, and you stop and you cutting more, just around half of the crown. And after that, you have to using the crown splitter for split the metal crown and remove it easily. Normally, you can notice the depth of the metal crown. Normally, with preparation around 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeter. So the diamond, the carbide burr, the shape is around 0.8 to 1 millimeter. So if you go far away more 1 millimeter, you can see entirely, and you can detect it easier. So don't go too deep. You can detect by the thickness of the carbide burr. And they also need the water coolant because when you remove it will produce a lot of heat. So I recommend you need to using the aerator and water coolant. You can see the sometimes you go too deep, and you can see the abutment. And in the I will remove the top and the proximal first, the buccal surface first, and we have to going deep in the margin. We have to using the small carbide burr that you can select from the catalog. The small head of the carbide burr. You can going much more precise in the margin. And you can cut around that, and you have to using the crown splitter and split them, remove it really easy. Sometimes you are not do the crown that you remove. The doctor might be using the resin cement, so it might be hard to remove. So if you cannot split them easily, you have to cutting more. So I will cutting a little bit more, but be careful the patient soft tissue, patient tongue. You have to use the mouth miller and the suction for the cutting when you preparation. You cutting a little bit more and split it again. And that's it. And you have to clean and evaluate it, the abutment again, and you can select the next procedure, preparation, endodontic treatment, or talk to the patient again. So this is the hardness score for the material in the world. The most hardness is the diamond. You can see the diamond have the scale number 10, but the crown that you remove, normally today we using the zirconia crown. The zirconia crown have hardness around 8.5. So if you do not use the diamond, you have no way to cutting the crown. So the diamond that you choose, it should be have the real diamond, and the money have this product. You can see the cubic zirconia have a hardness around 8.5, and the carbon or diamond have the hardness around 10. So the cubic zirconia might be removed really easy by the diamond cutting burr, and the diamond cutting burr should be the real diamond cutting burr and the proper grit for the diamond side. This is the I will show you how to using the normal diamond burr. We try to remove the zirconia crown on the titanium base abutment. At the first we can remove, but if we go deeper and have push much more pressure, you can see the diamond coating is gone, and you cannot using the this diamond burr again. If you using the diamond burr for the preparation to remove the zirconia crown, you can see the diamond coating have gone. Or if you using the carbide burr, You cannot even going through the zirconia surface. You cannot destroy the zirconia. So this is the super coarse diamond burr from the Mani company. You can action like you brushing or you painting. You can grind the zirconia surface, and I recommend you have to use the water coolant. Yeah, the diamond coating is still on the preparation of the diamond burr. You can see we are going deeper and deeper. Until we can detect the abutment, the titanium abutment inside, and we remove the other side. This is another shape of the diamond super coarse for money. We have the wheel shape, and it go very fast. And if you need to cutting more deeper, you have to choosing the um, taper diamond burr to go deeper and deeper. And until you detect the abutment, the gray color of the abutment inside, and you have to using the crowd splitter to split them from the abutment. So we go deeper and deeper, and you can see the diamond is still coating on the cutting edge. You can see we are going very deep, around 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters. It's no problem. This is the advantage of this burr. If you have this diamond burr in your clinic, is you can do everything very easy, and we can split and we can using the abutment again. So I will let you going to see the case that I using the super coarse diamond burr for removing the lithium disilicate. The lithium disilicate nowadays we are using for the veneer and crown in the aesthetic zone, because this glass ceramic can bond to the tooth structure, so it can be make very nice, and the behavior of this ceramic is very nice, and they can mimic the natural tooth structure really nice. This patient, she have a veneer many set. I think this is the third set of her, and she's still unhappy because the margin and the color, she are not happy with the margin and the shape and the color. So how to remove the lithium disilicate? The surface hardness is, of course, is more than the patient enamel. So you can select the conventional diamond burr, but it's very hard to remove, and you have sometimes you have many take time to remove them, and you have to choosing the many diamond burr. So the easy way to remove, I will show you how to redo the lithium disilicate veneer. I using the super coarse diamond burr, the taper shape from the money to remove them roughly, and then after that we using the conventional diamond burr to preparation to make a fine preparation again. This is the taper diamond, the super coarse diamond. Is you can, if you touching the lithium disilicate, you can feeling the feeling is like your preparation on the healthy enamel. You can try it. This is the another shape. If you need to preparation much more inside the patient mouth, you need to the a little bit shank of the diamond burr. You can control the preparation with very easy. You can see we using the super coarse for cutting the lithium disilicate or the EMAT veneers roughly, and after that you have to choosing the conventional diamond burr for fine preparation. This is the technique that I'm choosing. You have the preparation grinding out patient enamel. You can see we can do it like a vital tooth preparation, but this is the EMAC veneer because all of the surface that inside the veneer, they are bonding to the tooth structure, so we cannot split them. We have to grind them out. And if you have a microscope, you can detect the materials very easily, and you cannot go too deep to the enamel or dentine. This is the best way to keep the own tooth structure of patient. You can see a preparation like a veneer preparation by super coarse diamond burr. And I will leave the rest of the material around the margin. On that area, I always using the conventional diamond burr to define them and make a very good margin. And if your microscope have a special mode like a fluorescence mode, you can detect the material very easy. You can see. So if the case that you have, if the patient need to redo the new veneer, you can choosing this diamond burr to dry them out and do the preparation again. Don't take time and don't use many diamond burr. And we can take the appointment for the patient like a same veneer preparation. You can see I preparation and I leave the margin and I leave some resin cement because the resin cement is very easy to remove by the conventional diamond burr. In the margin area, I detect by the fluorescence mode of the microscope. And we preparation the 10 veneer on the top, on the upper arch. And after we remove the veneer, we have to define the margin to clear the margin by the fine diamond burr. And after that, we put the gingival cord retraction and take a mold for the laboratory process. This is the impression and the by registration, and I using the clear silicone for make the temporary veneer that I duplicate before I start the preparation. And the laboratory will process the veneer. It's very thin and really nice and strong. And just around 1 week, let the patient come back, remove the temporary and try in the final veneer. If the patient okay, you can cement them. This is a cementing technique that I choosing. I always fix the two front veneer, the central incisor first, and I will put the other two because I can control only two teeth for veneer cementation. But it's up to your own technique. Some people need to fix all of 10 veneer, or some need to fix the individual veneer. Up to your technique. I can fix only two and clear the cement, clear the margin, and light here to the other side. Etching, bonding, and put the cement light here. And remove the excess cement, check the proximal contact, and fix another veneers. And light here out of them again. check the contact, check the occlusion. You can see now the winner is really fast and really easy. You can doing, you can redoing. It's very easy. It's up to your option that you have, up to your instrument that you have. After the cementation, you can see the first set of the veneer, the second, and this is the third set, and that I do is the I think it's the fourth set of the veneer. So I will bring to you to the another case because the some concept there in the very long time ago they sprint the crowd together by they sprint the tooth together because the concept is sprinting it can make it stronger, but the problem of the crowd sprinting is the patient cannot clean properly, patient cannot clean between the tooth, so the problem is the periodontitis will happen in the case that you sprint the crowd together in the old concept. So this patient going to me and they have they had a severe halitosis and the some of her tooth is moving. So I have to remove the crown splinting and put the temporarily and do the periodontitis treatment and remove her tooth, some tooth, because they cannot keep it anymore. This I using the fluorescent mode in the microscope to detect the microbial, or the bacteria underneath the gum will show you in the red color when it show under the fluorescence light. You can see the redness is the bacteria that invade to the patient gum. You can see the crown was sprint together and a lot of plaque and bacteria accumulate around the cervical area of the crown sprint. That's why the patient have a bad smell and periodontitis and the bone loss. So I using the diamond burr to grinding more to show the bacteria underneath the margin. You can see the leftness. The left is the dangerous. You can see when you remove the composite around the margin more and more, you can see the left is become shining because they're showing a lot of bacteria. Have you ever seen anything like this? You can see the red color can be spreading by the when you're touching and you touch the other surface. So if you have some overhang margin or the proximal contact is close together, you can see something like this. This is I try to contour the gum by detecting the bacteria around the margin. At preparation, I using the conventional diamond burr to contour the shape of the tooth. The patient can make the proper shape and she can clean her teeth by herself. This is for an emergency phase for the treatment. But now this case we change our crown and we put the dental implant instead in some teeth that have a hopeless prognosis. We're using the frame finishing shape for make a proper contour. And you can see the brush is going out all the time when I do preparation because they have a lot of the information inside. Using by the Ecaro 300 for the fluorescence mode. You can detect the calculus and the bacteria inside very easy by using this mode. You can see the redness. Okay, this is the some technique that why we need to redo the crown, why we need to change the crown. The reason because the problem is the aesthetic, because the problem of the hygienic concern. So in the now we have a lot of the patient using the dental implant in your practice. So some and the trend to make the implant in the posterior, also in the anterior tooth. They also trending to the screw retain prosthesis, and the abutment we change to the CAD cam and the titanium based abutment. So in the posterior region, they always have a screw hole in the occlusal surface of the tooth, because the maintenance is very easy and the process to do the crown is very easy, and you can put the crown in, put the abutment in very easy. And technique to make a hole, if the laboratory don't do the hole from the laboratory, you can using the super coarse diamond to make a hole over the zirconia crown. This is the burr, diamond burr that I use. I use the money super coarse diamond burr. So this is the way to detect the money. You can check under the microscope. Higher magnification, you can see the laser mark. And this is the diamond strip. It's quite very coarse, around 200 or 300. If your crown is already cement, if you need to remove all maintenance, you have to open the screw hole. You can using this diamond burr to access them. You have to detect the position of the screw hole and put the super coarse on the top. You can see very fast and easy. See the hole, and you can expand just a little bit, not too large. And you remove the temporary material or the Teflon tape that always put it over the screw channel. To protect the head of the screw, the dentist always put the Teflon tape or some material to protect the interlocking of the screw head. And you can see the hex. And after that you can, and after that you can choosing the screwdriver and remove the abutment and the cloud together. And you can clean, you can adjust, you can put some porcelain if the patient need to close the proximal gap when they're using for the long time. The proximal gap always loose because the nature tooth is moving away from the implant. The implant is still in the patient mouth. So this is how to maintain and how to remove the crown from the patient mouth. And you can send it to the lab to add the porcelain, the proximal porcelain. You can see very easy. And this technique, you have no need to destroy the patient crown. You can send it to the lab, and the lab will separate the zirconia crown from the titanium abutment very easy by heating them. This is the new technique that now we have to choosing this technique a lot to make a screw channel from the laboratory when they processing the zirconia monolithic crown on the titanium abutment. This is the case that I done in 2010, and now in 2017 the proximal porcelain was shipping, so we need to remove the abutment and sending to the lab for repairing the shipping porcelain. So when you make a hole on the implant abutment, the laboratory will remove the crown from the titanium abutment very easy by heating them and just increase the heating and melting the cement, and they will separate them, and the laboratory can put the more porcelain in the proximal area and no need to do the new crown. This is the laboratory remove, but be careful because it's very hot. So the technique that I using, I using the carbide burr, I using the super coarse diamond for the crown and veneer removal. Intraorally or the extraorally, very easy. It make my career very easier. So I will show you my case that the new materials they change a lot, and we can select for the patient if you can choosing for the patient in your case, and it costs not too much. This patient coming and told me he need the fixed prosthesis, but the situation in his mouth, you can see the residual root, the caries, and the periodontitis status. They have all of the situation. They have the residual root left, and some teeth they need to do the root canal. And on the lower right area, they have a big infection. So this case, I plan to do the dental implant support the fixed prosthesis, and this is the diagnostic wax up. At the first, I plan to do the full implant support, full art fixed restoration, or we call it all-on-4 technique. And this technique can do the immediate loading protocol, the immediate function concept for this case. And we need to remove the rest of the tooth in the patient mouth in the tooth number 3.3 and 3.4 also. And this plan we plan to do under general anesthesia. Do the upper all on four, upper and lower, and do the immediate function concept under the general anesthesia. The patient think about it. And the second plan, I plan to do the 4-implant support, 4 arch fixed in the upper arch, and the lower arch, I will do the 4-implant also, but this case we do under the local anesthesia. And this case we need to remove the tooth number 3.3 and 3.4. The patient think about it. The patient asked me why he need to remove the 2 teeth that is still alive. So, okay, I said to him, okay, I will do the other plan, but you need more implant. Okay, he interesting in this plan. Do the upper arch with the all-on-4 technique, and the lower arch is with the sectional bridge support by the implant and some crown on the single implant under local anesthesia. And he don't need to do under general anesthesia. So he interested in the third plan. So we start with remove the tooth number 3.4 and 4.4 and let it heal because it's the large infection, and rely the patient on removable danger. So the prosthesis design over on the or on 4 technique, we have the various design like a bar or the attachment or the header bar or the titanium support the acrylic bridge or the titanium framework or the zirconia framework. We have many design over the implant that you put on the all-on-4 technique. In lower arch, we start with the lower arch first to put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 implant. And the next phase, I will using the 4 implant to support the fixed restoration on the top. I start with the phase 1. This case, the patient using the laser to open the flap because he have a lot of the diabetes. The sugar in his blood is quite high, so we need everything minimal invasive and choosing the best implant for him to make sure that it can be integrated to his bone. We open the flap by choosing by the erbium jet laser and put the implant. This implant I using the tabacula metal. This implant has the special product because you can see the shape and the material in the middle of the implant. They call the tantalum. They mix the tantalum to the titanium because the tantalum have behavior to the bone, and they can have the osseointegration very well more than the dental implant. So they mix together, and it's good for the patient that have diabetes and radiotherapy or a lot of tobacco using. This case is done by my friend Dr. Supachai, my colleague. They put the 7 implant. This implant is from Zimmer, and you can see the one implant in the last is lost. But the rest is still. So I will take a more for the less implant. I make an impression technique by the cross-tay technique. This implant we can using the fixture mount for the impression pose. And we do the porcelain fused to metal crown, porcelain fused to metal bridge, and put on the abutment with using the cement retain. And now the patient have the lower teeth done. So we keep the tooth number 11 to make me easy to make a vertical dimension, to keep the vertical dimension of the patient. This next phase is to do the all-on-4 on the upper arch. But the all-on-4 that I do, I have modified a little bit because I don't do by the immediate loading technique. I put the implant and waiting for 3 months, and I will loading it later because I have one tooth to provide the vertical dimension, and I will provide them until I got the final restoration on the upper teeth. We will put the implant, and the angulation of the implant will be opposing to the patient lower teeth because the restoration is done on the lower teeth first. So it is very easy to detect the occlusal force, and the position of the implant is against the lower occlusal table. And then I put the Nobel Active Dental Implant, or the 4 implant, because it have a limited width and height. And we connect the multi-unit abutment on the implant and put the healing abutment over it. And we take an impression for the temporary restoration. I'm using the overlay denture to put it over during the healing period. This is the interim prosthesis. And after the patient healing, the 3 months later, I will take a final impression for make the final prosthesis. We got impression, and I will block out the tooth number 11 in the impression, and now we can have the impression with the all-on-4 technique. And we create the framework by using the Durale and the wax up and scan and milling the framework. In this case, I using the titanium framework by the CAD-CAM technique. After we wax up, this is the titanium framework. And on that time, the zirconia monolithic and the zirconia layering is not popular. I choosing the porcelain fused to metal for the individual crown on the titanium framework. So I have to take a more again over the framework, the laboratory process. The view processing the porcelain fused to metal crown. And we can got the crown and we put it in the titanium framework and cement on the titanium. And lift the screw channel, we have to put the temporary cement on the abutment that have a screw channel. And after that, we can using the indirect composite for make a pink aesthetic or the patient artificial gum. And this is the time for putting the final restoration, IV injection, and remove the tooth number 11 that we choosing for the long time for keeping the vertical dimension. Remove and put the new prosthesis instead. And tightening the screw and temporary cement on this abutment that have screw channel. This is the immediate post-op. So this case is finished, but the plan is changed a little bit because we lost the last implant. This is before and after treatment. This is in the patient mouth. He can function really well and he lost a follow-up around 1 year. This is before and after treatment. This is intraoral before and after the treatment done. So this is the old material that we're choosing for the long time, the porcelain fused two metal and the titanium support bridge. But when the patient choosing for the long time, the problem of the feldspathic porcelain is the shipping and the strength of the titanium bar is not enough. So sometimes you can find they have break or it will be have some problem. It will be broken or sometimes you can see the implant loss in the future. This is after the patient come back from 1 year after treatment. They have some shipping of the front teeth, upper front teeth of the porcelain veneering, and they have some shipping of the pink composite inside. So I find it's quite strange because the patient when chewing is not touch the inside, especially the pink composite. So that's why it happened. This is the porcelain shipping and the pink composite shipping. So when I have to let the patient X-ray check, we can detect some defect of the framework, and I think it will have some problem. After the patient back home from a couple months, they calling back to me and they told me the tooth is fall out. So this is 2 year follow up. You can see the framework is still break. The metal that I'm milling is black and it broken into pieces, but the implant is still. So I will take an impression again for the new materials. The new material that I choosing we call the zirconia petrua or the monolithic zirconia that have the strength a lot, and the implant support should be support the zirconia in all dimension. This is the old prosthesis that I sending to the lab for the guideline for to make the new one by CAD/CAM technology. The laboratory scan abutment and scan the old prosthesis, and they arrange the patient tools. They put the tooth chair from the library to the new prosthesis, and he can adjust everything very clean in the new laboratory. The modern laboratory is quite clean like this. Everything doing on the computer. You can adjust the shape, and after we finish to arrange the teeth, we can cut back and put some layering porcelain in the aesthetic area, especially in the upper 4-6 teeth. Because the opacity of the zirconia is quite a lot, so we have to mix with the layering technique in the aesthetic zone. So you can see how to make the new and modern prosthesis nowadays. They change a lot from the last 10 years. And after we finish to design, we have to process we have to milling the zirconia and filing the zirconia and layering them. This is in the patient mouth. You can see the abutment and the implant is still okay. The soft tissue is really nice. This is the new material we call the Petrua zirconia. It's really nice and look very nature, and they can mimic the patient nature teeth. When I put in the patient mouth, the color, the shape is very good. You can see the laboratory can mimic the patient gum. Really nice. Because the implant technology is quite developed a lot, so the thing that we have to change almost 20 to 30% is the crown or the superstructure of the dental implant. So now that we have the zirconia, they can have a strong behavior. They have a very nice porcelain to mimic the tooth color. So we can change to the zirconia, and if the span is not enough, you can support by the titanium inside, because the zirconia is don't like the long span width. So if the program is calculate the strength of the zirconia is not enough, you can using the titanium bar to reinforce the zirconia. And this is the new prosthesis that I do for this case. And the new prosthesis have no need to remove to clean, because the smooth the smoothing surface of the zirconia, and you can design the tissue contact like a convex contour. The patient will have the self-cleansing, and they have no need to remove the prosthesis. This case I deliver for I think almost 5 years, and it still function very good in the patient mouth. And some shipping of the zirconia vinylin is quite less when you compare to the porcelain fused to metal crown. The porcelain vinylin on the metal will be gone very fast if the patient using for the long time. Okay, so in the one patient mouth, you have many choice. You have many material to select for the patient. Depend on the situation, depend on your technology, depend on your knowledge, depend on your laboratory. You can choose the acrylic bridge, metal reinforced acrylic, or the porcelain, or the zirconia monolithic. You can choosing all of the material that you want. Depend on the price, depend on the technology also. This is the situation from 2012 and 2013. I done the first test for this case, and 2016 we do the upper set with the zirconia monolithic zirconia petrol technique for the full arch restoration, and now it's around almost 5 years. It's still in the patient mouth. It's 2019. The color, the shape is still okay, and we have no problem with the porcelain shipping anymore. And we also change the bridge area 43 to 47 with the zirconia monolithic bridge. Okay. This is the timeline from 2013 to 2012 to 2016. So in the new case, you can go ahead with the new materials, new technique that the laboratory can provide you very easy. This patient coming and she have the problem with her denture is very poor retention, and when she laughing, when she smile, it will be falling down and it will be losing. So she don't have some confidence about her removable partial denture. This is the situation in her mouth. So this case, I will get the data from the X-ray and panoramic and cephalometric, and we discuss for the patient for the fixed partition. We can do the all on four in the lower jaw and do the all on six in the upper jaw, and it's up to the primary stability when we put the implant. If we gain a lot of the primary stability, we can choosing the immediate function, or we can put the crown or the bridge on the implant immediately after doing the surgery. But if we cannot gain the primary stability, the implant is still a little bit moving or not go to the bone very strong, we can submerge them, and for sure for 4 to 6 months, and we can open the second stage and do the conventional technique. So I talk to her and she understand the technique, and we will start. I start with the lower teeth because the lower jaw is quite easy to gain the primary stability, and the bone of the patient have a lot. We can put the implant firmly and have chance to make it strong. We have a lot of bone in the lower teeth, so we have to grind some more bone in the lower anterior area, and we grind some bone and leveling the bone. That should be do because when the bone remodeling, it will be have a good contour and the cell create the cell cleansing area. This case we choosing the implant from Korea, the Dentium brand. and we connect the multi-unit abutment to the implant. The surgeon is the same. My colleague, Dr. Supachai from Mahidol University. And we can convert the angulation of the implant through the final prosthesis with the same angulation by we using the 30-degree multi-unit abutment on the tilted implant on the back, and we connect the multi-unit abutment with the torque wrench, and we can suturing them. And this is my job to take a mold after we finish the implant and connect the multi-unit abutment. We have to take the impression for doing the interim prosthesis or intermediate prosthesis during the remodeling process of the patient jaw. We're using the open tray technique. Put the polyether and let it set. And connect the implant analog. And the next step, we will do the upper jaw. We remove the layers of the teeth, the abutment, and the bridge. And we put the implant in. During put the implant, the bone is shifting and splitting, so the primary stability is have some questionable. For sure, we submerge them. We put the bone in, submerge them, and take a mold for the overlay denture or complete denture. That is the X-ray after we put the implant in and take a mold. The lower teeth, the lower jaw, we can do the interim prosthesis by the fixed prosthesis. This is the lower jaw. I ordered the lab to make a metal framework with the lower jaw and try in and put the buy box over the metal framework, and the upper is I put on the acrylic plate, and by registration on the lower jaw, I detect that it's not 100% sitting, so we can cut it and send to the lab for soldering them again. We can put it and make it in the same time when you buy registration. And after that, we can try the new the framework after the laboratory have the laser welding and try in the teeth. Check the shape, check the contour, check the position of the patient, of the artificial teeth. Let the patient function in any angle. So she would happy because she loved the very white teeth. So I can choose the super white teeth for her. That's her style. And the lower jaw is done by the interim prosthesis be choosing the metal framework and the acrylic teeth on top and tightening with the screw. And on the upper arch, I will still waiting for the osteo integration, and I will do the fixed prosthesis after that. This is the cephalometric X-ray. So the way to detect the smile and the aesthetic of the front teeth when you have to restoration, you can detect, you can have a chance if you do the permanent at the first time. You maybe have some pitfall or fail in the future, because if the patient have no pain during the surgery, they can smiling more and more, and the position of the incisional edge will be wrong. So this is you have chance to change the position of the incisional edge of the patient. So this is the temporary period. We can choose, we can change. The contour is quite good. And you can see after we put the implant in 2 weeks post of the remodeling of the bone is very fast. You can see the gap underneath the patient mouth, underneath the lower artificial teeth. So that's why the concept of the on-fold need to put the interim prosthesis at the first 6 months at least, because the bone is will be changed all the time. And the hygiene of the patient is quite important, because you spring the implant together for implant. How to clean underneath the prosthesis is quite hard, right? Because especially the patient choosing the accurate, they have small pore inside, so the plaque and the calculus will be accumulated between the tissue side very easy. So you need to instruct and let them clean properly. And sometimes I will recommend the patient to choosing the small proximal brush to clean underneath the pontic. And after 5 months, we remove the interim prosthesis of the lower jaw. You can see, you can smell it, because they have a lot of calculus, they have a lot of the food impact inside. That is the time to open the upper arch, open the second stage on the upper arch, and we select the multi-unit abutment to connect them and make the screw hole position in the same angle. This is after we put the multi-unit abutment, and we take the impression over the multi-unit abutment. It's the abutment level impression, upper and the lower jaw, and X-ray check the seating of the impression post. impression post in this abutment, you can see the first we have a hex index, and the second we don't have the hex index. The hex index is produced for the if you want to do the single unit crown on the multi-unit abutment. But if you need to do the multiple unit or a lot of implant support the bridge, you have to choosing the non-index or the number B or the letter B. So we choosing the letter B and choosing the non-index impression post. Take a mold and send it to the lab. The laboratory will pour the model and milling the titanium bar to support the zirconia bridge that you will plan and that you will put it over the titanium bar in the future. And the laboratory will sending with the artificial teeth. It's like a artificial teeth try in, and let's you try in the patient mouth. And after we try in and we check the seating of the titanium bar by the X-ray, we send it back to the laboratory, and the laboratory will create the zirconia aesthetic, the pink and white aesthetic. The laboratory will scan upper and the lower jaw and milling the zirconia framework and zirconia substructure. And after the process is done, you can get the titanium bar support the zirconia bridge. They're providing you in 3 pieces because they cannot milling in the 1 piece. The temperature and the distortion of the zirconia will be happen if you make in the 1 piece. So they separate in the 3 pieces and unless you cement it extra orally before you put it in the patient mouth. And you can cement it in your clinic or the laboratory and screw it in the patient mouth. If you have the long span bridge more than 4 teeth, the recommendation is you need to do the titanium bar or the cobalt chromium bar support or reinforce the zirconia. This case I using the upper and the lower set for around 4 years ago without removal. This is the X-ray after we put the prosthesis in. This is the intraoral in the patient mouth. When the patient smile, the position of the incisional edge and the labial support of the upper lip is quite very good. And when we check with the patient, when she pronunciation, she function, it's very good. So she changed her hairstyle and her dress also after she come back. So you can change the patient life by the good treatment plan, and you can talk and discuss for the patient before you doing anything, especially the aesthetic and the occlusion. If you change a lot, you have to have a well plan and clarify the treatment plan to the patient very well, and you can get the outcome with a very good outcome. It's a 3 month echo, and after treatment 3 year, you can see the remodeling is quite less, and the patient can clean very well, and no problem with school loosening or the prosthesis fracture. It is around 4 years, 2020, this year, before COVID. You can see the level of the bone. You can see the sitting of prosthesis is quite perfect. So this is the new material that now they be using a lot, and we using routine in the clinic. So you can see the how technology can create the new material that's strong and very nice. So you have to using the proper instrument to remove them also in the future, in 5 year or 10 year. If the problem is happen, you should have some emergency kit to remove them also. If you can provide this in your clinic, the emergency case, some process it will be look very easy. This case is sent from the professor in the Mahidol University that for remove the metal post underneath the EMAC crown. I using the microscope to try to remove the post because the new material is quite strong, and if you remove and if you don't plan before, you will face to the problem. This case we decide to using the microscope and destroy all of the material of the metal post. We have to open the access by the super coarse diamond burr first, and until we see the metal post, we change the burr to the carbide burr to destroy the metal post inside. You can see this is the carbide burr, and I using the magnification for sure that this is the lower central incisor is quite small, so we have to be careful when we going deeper and deeper. We have to see everything clear before you handle the foot switch. You can go just a half millimeter and see it again, and everything should be clear. Don't do by your blinding technique. This technique, I recommend you have to have the loop of microscope. Instead, we have to remove the two metal posts. This is the first post that I remove. It should take about 10 to 15 minutes per one. If you see the metal dust that you have to go deeper, and you have to see the metal dust from the drill ring. And if you have the less metal, you can remove it easy by exploring them and pick them up. And X-ray check again. Or if you have an P5 or ultrasonic, it's really easy and really safer. But if you don't have, if your clinic don't have, you have to using this technique. We're using the round diamond burr with the super coarse diamond coating first to make a hole. And you can go really easy to touch the metal post. After you touching the metal post, you change the burr to the carbide burr. This is the second post. You have to see the metal post and you have to go forward for removing deeper and deeper. And sometimes if you are lucky that if the post is not bond well to the structure, you can take it out with a big piece. This is the rest of the post that I removed. And all done. So you can remove the post very easy. You can see the cataper inside, and the endodontist can retreatment again. This is the shape of the super coarse diamond burr the roughness is around 180 to 212 micrometers. And after you remove, you can keep the two structure, and you can keep the own patient crown if it can bond to the tooth stump very well. You can keep it. You have no need to do that temporary. So it's very easy, right? If you have this super coarse diamond burr. So now presentation is coming to the last. So I hope you have an idea to improve yourself, and please stay home at this time and stay safe. Thank you very much.
And to have some question in the.
Okay, I will see the question. The question from Maya Nanda. I would like to ask two questions. First, what kind of the aerator handpiece do you use? High torque? For the answer is the normal torque, not high torque. I using the conventional torque from the unit is around 2.5 to 3 bar. Is the normal torque in the conventional unit, not using some special, just only the super coarse diamond burr and conventional pressure. And the second question is, can you use a diamond burr sometime cause of a crack on the zirconia or the porcelain crown? I always using the diamond burr, always using for occlusal adjustment and occlusal polishing, because the zirconia, they have the property is the transformation toughening. So if they have some crack, they can go to close the small crack by the transformation toughening effect of the zirconia. But if you cannot polishing the zirconia, the problem is they can the roughness of the feeling of the patient is, of course, they can the patient can feeling it, and the next problem is the crack propagation and the degradation. If the transformation happening, it cannot replace the big crack, the zirconia, the very thin zirconia, it can be cracked. So the recommendation is I using the ground width for rough adjustment of the occlusal adjustment in the patient mouth, and using the fine demo grid for smoothening the zirconia surface. And after that, we have two steps of the polishing step by the silicone with the diamond dust for polishing the zirconia until they have almost have a smooth surface like they coming from the oven. And that is my technique that can make the longevity of the zirconia, and they can protect to the antagonist tooth for the wearing of the rough zirconia. This is the technique. So the answer is I always using the diamond burr to adjustment, and after that we have to polishing the zirconia. That is the answer. And next question. This is the particular case that's being shown not removable. So how does pet maintain adequate oral hygiene on his own, or how to clean under fixed prosthesis? This is the good question, because if you using the all-on-4 technique or the long span with support by the multiple implant, the problem in the long time ago is the hygiene. So the hygiene is have the most problem to the patient wearing this prosthesis for the long time. If you see my lecture, the new prosthesis that I using the zirconia, that the zirconia have no poring, no small pore inside, and we design it convex or smooth surface to contact to the patient tissue and design the hygienic cleaning. So that's why I almost have to not remove the prosthesis in the new materials, but the last time when I using the acrylic metal supporting acrylic or the metal bar, they have some problem in the acrylic or some bar design that have a convexity contour. So that is the problem, and that's why in the last time we need to remove the prosthesis almost once a year or twice a year for cleaning. But in the new material, when I have my experience to remove, they have no food impact, they have no calculus inside, just some case, but it's very clean, and we can clean by yourself. We can teach the patient to clean underneath the prosthesis very well. It no need special instrument to clean. This is my own experience in the new material that I using the zirconia and the titanium bar with the new design.
And to have any question, if don't have any question, is firstly I need to say thank you is for our speaker Dr. Parinya is to training and sharing the technique in today. Is thank you very much. Then and thank you for hello.
Thank you ครับ
Yes, and thank you is for your participation and attention. I hope that the Money webinar today has offered knowledge